All right, so this is going to be another movie review. My second one of the day. I'm on a roll. This one's called Scanners 3 The Takeover. 1992? Why does IMDb say 1991? I'll never understand stuff, but I'll try to be as accurate as I can for Karate Man who doesn't care for these types of science fiction horror movies. Oh, Karate Man's not in the chat room. We can talk about him. Scanners 3, The Takeover, also known as Scanner Farce. Scanner Farce. Scanners 3, I'm giving this one 5 out of 5 stars. This one is even better than Scanners 2. I can never. Scanners 2, The Takeover. No. Scanners 2, The New Order. Scanners 3, The Takeover. I'll get it right one of these days. It's better than Scanners 2, The New Order. What did I just watch? This movie's like a bad nightmare. And it's got nudity twice. 2 white women, a Polish gal, and a blondie with huge shoulders. Scanners against scanners. The battle for total control has begun. Within seconds, the fear, the panic, the agony. That's what the movie poster says. Pretty cool looking movie poster, by the way. Not as good as Scanners 2, The New Order movie poster, but a better film overall. Scanners 3, The Takeover, also known as Scanner Force in the UK, is a 1992 Canucksploitation science fiction horror film, the second sequel to the film Scanners. It was directed by the great Christian Duguay. I'm starting to like Christian Duguay. He's starting to be one of my he might be the successor to David Cronenberg here. The film received mixed reviews and is the least successful Scanners film. This sequel has a different set of characters from either of the preceding films in the series. So in other words, the 3 films have nothing to do with each other, even though technically they're sequels because they're numbered different. In addition to having the same director and screenwriter, this film also features a few actors from Scanners 2, The New Order. For instance, Jason Cavalier from Scanners 2, The New Order with the exploding tumor plays a punk leader in Scanners 3, The Takeover. I don't know who the other 2 actors are besides Jason Cavaliers, and I didn't have time to look it up. But I suppose I could go back and look up all this stuff to find the other 2 actors. If I really wanted to. I just added the Psychotronic Man, 1979, to my list, which is available on Tubi, by the way. Oh, and I posted Scanners 3, The Takeover in the description. I posted the link in case you want to check it out for free with those annoying commercials again. Distributed by Malo Film Distribution. Release date May 14th, 1992. We're going with that. Running time 99 minutes. Budget $6 million. Alex Monet, a scanner, accidentally kills his best friend Whilst demonstrating his powers at a Christmas party, devastated, he goes to a monastery in Thailand in order to learn how to control his powers. 2 years later, Alex's adopted father, Elton, is developing an experimental drug patch called EPH3, a variant of ephemeral, which he hopes can help scanners repress their powers and live normal lives. Makes them makes this Polish gal completely psychotic. The bathtub scene is great. I wish I could have seen more. Hey, Daniels is in the chat room. Nice to see you also, Daniels. We'll keep the reviews coming, and I'll tell you what's coming down the pike in a minute. But let's get back to Scanners 3, the Takeover, shall we? There's a hot tub scene, and there's a bed scene with the blondie. So a couple of nude scenes in here. I wish there was more, but the story is just so bizarre. It's just mind-blowing. Anyways, it's like I said, it's like being in a bad dream. So the Mad Doctor's stepdaughter and Alex's sister, Helena, who is also a scanner, wishes to use the drug as a way to inhibit the migraine she suffers from her abilities, creating voices in her head. But Elton says she cannot use it until he has researched the drug's side effects. He says they can only test these drugs on lab rats. Despite his warnings, however, Helena secretly puts on one of the patches in the middle of the night. Why did he give it to her in the first place? This is a question I'm asking. The drug quickly drives Helena to become unhinged, and she ends up using her powers to commit a string of murders, starting with Bauman, a corrupt doctor who used to torture her with medical experiments when she was a little girl. This is the exploding head scene, the most famous scene in the movie. It's pretty darn good, the exploding head. It's not quite as good as the first Scanners, the beginning of the first Scanners, but there are a couple of exploding heads. There might be 3, actually. Anyway, she eventually kills Elton and takes over his pharmaceutical company before using the EPH3 to create her own army of scanners from Bauman's patients. Michael, a friend of Elton's, travels to Thailand, and Michael manages to track down Alex. After informing him of the situation, Michael gets killed by a group of villagers being mind controlled by one of Helena's scanners. She released all of them from Bauman's, what do you call it? Insane asylum? Sanitarium, I guess. These scanners were in a sanitarium, and Helena released them from the corrupt Mad Doctor. Alex receives one final training course from his monk mentor before leaving Thailand to go deal with his sister. Meanwhile, Helena discovers that she can use her powers through television signals. Now this movie is looking more like a Videodrome. Scanners 3 is my favorite. Please apologize. Oh, My Tunes is in the chat room now. We've got Daniels and My Tunes. Please apologize? Apologize for what? Scanners 3 is my favorite out of Scanner Cop, Scanners, and Scanners 2, The New Order. So I tend to agree with you, although I haven't seen Scanner Cop 2. Yearning for more power, Helena kills her boss, Mark Dragon, the owner of a TV network she works at, and takes over his position. Okay, is she, so now she's head of a pharmaceutical company, and she's head of the television network. Alex arrives back in the United States, where he meets up with his ex-girlfriend Joyce, the hot naked blondie. We get a short glimpse of her pink nipple. I think I like the Polish gal too. It's a toss-up of which one is prettier, I guess. Anyways, Joyce or Helena, which one is prettier? That's the poll I'll post. No, just in the chat room. Start a poll. Create a poll. Who is prettier? No, I guess I won't add it. Alex arrives back in the United States, where he meets up with his girlfriend Joyce, and he informs her about Helena's descent into madness. The two rekindle their relationship. Yeah, I guess you could say that they're naked in bed as they work to some dry humping, maybe. The two rekindle their relationship as they work together to stop her, with Alex being able to dispatch each of Helena's scanners. One guy gets smashed in a revolving door. That was pretty cool. I like the guy with the hat who gets smashed in the revolving door. He says, "Time for Act 2," or something like that. However, Joyce ends up becoming mind controlled by Helena, whom is preparing to spread out several boxes of EPH3 in mass as she broadcasts herself on live TV, intending to use her powers to kill millions of viewers. So she's going to do a broadcast of her scan, and the people watching the television screen, all their heads are going to explode. However, Alex breaks into the TV station before she can do so, and he rescues Joyce. In the ensuing battle, Alex is able to remove the EPH3 patch from Helena's body. Helena reverts back to normal, and overcome with guilt, she commits suicide by electrocuting herself with the live wire. That's Scanners 3. Wow. Helena, best girl. Yeah. Yeah, she's got interesting B-cup bra going there. 2 weeks of the film's 9-week shooting schedule were filmed in Thailand. The film was released on VHS in the US by Republic Pictures, in Canada by Malo Film Home Video, and in the UK by First Independent Films. DVD version of the film is included in the Scanners Trilogy box set, released only in the EU by Stars Home Entertainment. This box also includes the first and second Scanner film. Shout Factory's new horror label, Scream Factory, released a Region 1 DVD Blu-ray edition on September 10th, 2013. In a review of Scanners 2, Scanners 3 double feature combo pack, Creative Loafing commented that the original Scanners was one of David Cronenberg's weaker films, and the sequels failed to effectively build on its premise. I disagree with that. I think the sequels are actually better, concluding that Scanners 3 contains an even worse script. That's why we like it. It's one of those so bad that it's good type movies. Even worse acting. Well, a couple white women take off their clothes. They're buck naked, but you can only see them from the waist up. And even worse effects than Scanners 2, the reviewer gave it 1 star. Really? That was a pretty impressive exploding head. Dr. Bauman. Conversely, in an article for Bloody Discussing ranking all 5 of the Scanners films, Daniel Baldwin ranked Scanners 3 as the 3rd best in the series, calling it absolutely bonkers. I'll agree with that assessment. And saying it's kind of impossible to not beam with excitement when writing about this one. It simply has to be seen to be believed. Yeah. You can say that again. This movie just blew me away. Where can I get more of these kind of... Oh, I got to watch The Psychotronic Man from 1979. Okay, so this one gets a 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 2,600 ratings. So pretty popular movie, but not a great IMDb rating. I'm rating it much higher than 4.4 out of 10. I'm rating it 10 out of 10. The original title was Scanners numeral 3, not Roman numeral 3, The Takeover. It's 1 hour, 41 minutes. We said 99 minutes on Wikipedia, and IMDb is saying 1 hour, 41 minutes. So which is it? The Polish babe, Helena, is the reason to watch. Like I said, I wish the hot tub scene was more revealing, but they did some tricky camera angles, I guess, to preserve the R rating. I don't know. More like this. Scanners 2, The New Order, Scanner Cop, 2 great flicks. Scanner Cop 2, which I have on my list, and Scanners, another great flick. Although my least favorite of the 4 that I've seen so far, 4 out of 5, a young female scanner turns from a sweet young thing into a murderous, power-crazed villain after she takes an experimental drug developed by her father. Her brother, who is also a scanner, is the only one powerful enough to stop her. A few actors from Scanners 2, The New Order, make appearances in this entry. For instance, Jason Cavalier from The New Order with the exploding tumor here plays a punk leader. When Alex scans a security guard to fly off his chair, one can clearly see that the wall the guard hits shakes and moves as if it is made from cardboard. Quotes, Helena Monette, let's make it with the Naked Nasty, featured in Inside Scan the Takeover 2005, soundtracks Playing to Win, composed by Brian Greenaway and Marty Simon, performed by Brian Greenaway, produced by Marty Simon and Paul Northfield, published by Windfall Music, Rocks a Million Sock, Symbol Music, Ripple Music, Polygram, courtesy of Atlantic Records. Now, this user review on IMDb is from Basil, 1984. It says, iconic exploding head. Scanners 3, The Takeover is actually a bit of a mini epic. It doesn't have half the budget of the previous film, and there are some off-the-wall kooky performances from almost all the characters, but this is definitely better, and by better, I mean camp fun, of the two films. Agreed. The film begins with an introduction to Alex Monette, a brash scanner that has reduced his abilities to a literal party trick when he absentmindedly kills his friend at one such party. Yeah, he uses his scanner ability to throw his friend out the high-rise building window. He decides in an effort of contrition to find a way to better hone his powers. This leads him to the Buddhist monasteries of Tibet. No, it's not Tibet. It's Thailand. Meanwhile, his sister, Helena Monette, who is the heir to the pharmaceutical company that is working on a cure for the previously described side effects of the scanning mutation, is experimenting with said drug, turning her into a power-hungry megalomaniac. That's a good description. Much as the original scanners introduced the ability to control computers, Helena attempts to control people by passing a scanner signal through pre-recorded video. Mind control. When Alex returns, it is a cat and mouse game pitting brother against sister. There's no doubt in my mind that the spark that inspired these follow-ups was a singularly iconic exploding head from the original, and these sequels do not let down. There is a surplus of gooey gore in a sense that each death is an attempt to outdo the last. If you're after the headier, no pun intended, aspirations of Cronenberg, you are bound to be disappointed with these. If you are hoping to see fountains of blood spewing from the skulls of random characters, this is the place. And that is the review from Basil, 1984. Dated April 8th, 2014 on IMDb. Pretty good review. I think I covered all the bases. Thanks for joining the chat room, Daniels and My Tunes. I've got to go pick up my son now. But before that, let's go down my list. I'll tell you what's coming down the pike. Russ Meyer's Fanny Hill, 1965, Scanner Cop 2, 1995, and Mercury Rising, 1998. Those are the next three. Have a good night, Daniels. Laters.